Welcome back. This unit is on break-even analysis, and I'm Valerie Chambers. At break-even analysis, net income is zero. Break-even analysis is where we use the variable costing approach, usually, talking about at least in managerial accounting to do the break-even analysis. Our net income is zero, and it is useful for looking at worst-case analysis, or what we hope is worst-case analysis. Now, if we're doing break-even analysis instead of starting with an income statement with sales on top and are working our way down to net income, and if we're lucky, maybe it ends up being zero or maybe not, what we actually do is we start with net income of zero and we work our way backward through the income statement to see how many sales are required. And that could be sales dollars or that could be sales units. And we're looking for the amount of sales that's necessary for us to break even. So let's take an example. Assume fixed selling and administrative expenses are $30,000 and assume that sales are $3 per unit. And variable costs are $1 per unit. So what we have here is we have a $3 per unit sales price, but we don't know how many units it takes to break even. We have a $1 per unit variable cost, but we don't know how many units it'll take to break even. And the number of units sold will be represented as the same number here in the number of units that we multiply for variable costs. Now, if our fixed costs are $30,000 and our net income is zero, our contribution must, working backwards, be equal to $30,000. Our contribution minus fixed costs is zero. Contribution margin must be $30,000. So I know my total contribution margin is $30,000, and I know that my price per unit is $3 and my cost per unit is $1. So I make $2 per unit here in red, and that's my contribution margin per unit. So some number of units, don't know how many, but it's the same here as it is in variable costs as it is in sales, times $2 per unit is $30,000. Well, I must have sold 15,000 units then. And if I sold 15,000 units, if I have 15,000 units of contribution margin, that's the same in variable costs and that's the same in sales. So if I want to know break-even sales in units, it's 15,000, I'm done. I may want to know break-even cost in dollars though. And when that's the case, I have to multiply the 15,000 units by the $3 per unit to get a total break-even sales dollars of 45,000. And this is how my income statement looks. I take my 15,000 that I found down here and plug it in and multiply it across. So I have 45,000 in sales, 15,000 in variable costs, 30,000 in contribution margin, which minus my fixed cost of 30,000 is zero. Break-even limitation is great. Love it. But who really wants to break even? We want to aim higher, and here I have a picture of the arrow aiming higher. We want a higher target. So we will use target profit analysis to hit the targets, to hit the net income we really want, which is, again, more than zero. And that's the next unit. So review this unit as necessary, and we'll see you in the next unit. Thank you.